The clothing industry has been largely taken over by fast fashion. It is an industry that has been getting major backlash in relation to climate and sustainability. Fast fashion is a term used to describe low-quality clothing that is cheap and produced rapidly to keep up with current trends. The problem with this is that it has hugely negative impacts on the environment. These Sustainable Development Goals are crucial for both developed and developing countries to improve education and health, obtain economic growth and reduce inequality globally, all while tackling climate change and preserving our forests and oceans. Recognizing and acting upon SDG 12 and 13 is essential if we are to combat the detrimental effects of fast fashion. The aim of SDG 12 is to ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns, while SDG 13 aims to take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Let's look at effects that fast fashion have on the environment. 235 million items of clothing were sent to landfill and 26.7 kg of new clothing per head was purchased in 2018 alone. Textile dyeing is a major cause of water pollution. It can contaminate the local water system as the water carries toxicants from the dyeing process, which affects the health of living things. Emissions from textile manufacturing alone are expected to rapidly increase by 60% by 2030, according to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. In the fast fashion industry, most clothes are made from 2 or more fibers, and this decreases the product recycling capacity. Also, most products are made outside of Europe, which leads to pollution through transportation. The production of fashion makes up 10% of global carbon emissions. It pollutes rivers and streams and dries up water sources. 85% of all textiles go to dumps each year. So what can international managers in the clothing industry do to combat the effects of fast fashion? Reduce packaging. Packaging takes up almost a third of all plastic production. Only 14% of this plastic is recycled. If less packaging is used, retailers will be able to reduce the size of cartons. This would mean fewer journeys would have to be made, as they could fit more into trucks and shipping containers. Companies also need to use less plastic in their packaging. The production of plastic is predicted to increase globally, which could have awful effects on the environment. In the textile industry, polyester is one of the main types of plastic that is used. It needs a lot of energy to produce, and it pollutes air and water. Recycling clothes. Companies should offer a system to recycle clothes which would avoid waste. In 2010, Americans threw away 13.1 million tons of textiles, which is a huge issue as almost 100% of textiles are recyclable. Companies should offer to provide discounts for those who return clothes to be recycled. They should also provide consumers options to purchase recycled clothes. Online stores have been slow to adopt recycled materials in their clothing. For some stores, just 1% of items contain recycled materials. Use more expensive, better quality materials. 90% of clothing produced in the fast fashion industry are made with cotton or polyester. They release toxic chemical pollution that lead to environmental harm to the ecosystem. Using good quality materials when manufacturing garments will make them last longer, which in turn will stop people from buying so often. People are willing to spend more money on clothes when they are environmentally friendly. Natural fibers have properties such as low weight and mechanical strength. They are also healthier for the wearer. These fibers should be used to create sustainable clothes. The high pricing, high quality strategy of slow fashion would give the clothes more value and encourage customers to keep their clothes for longer.